What? Bang!
Pro Wrestling Podcast. Just when they think they got the answers, I change the question.
Rep screwed rep.
Yeah.
Woo! Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Did he do it? Unbelievable.
Too hot to handle and too cold to hold. And I am Macho King Savage.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty. I said WWE stands for. It's me, Austin. I will never retire.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, yo, Pro Wrestling Podcast listeners, welcome to the show where we don't sing it, we bring it. Help us out and click subscribe to show your support. Hey, look, are you sick and tired of dropping a crap ton of money every single year on the latest and greatest wrestling video game? Stop immediately. Go to Wrestler Unstoppable, available now, totally free. Create a wrestler, sign contracts, get into storylines, headline PLEs, everything you can dream of, even build your own corporation from the ground up, all included in Wrestler Unstoppable. Like I said, totally free. Go to app.wrestlerunstoppable.com. Sign up today. If you want to become a member of the Pro Wrestling Podcast family, you want your name in the shout-outs like my good buddy John down in Texas, then you got to pop over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Pro Wrestling Podcast. Sign up today. We've got loyalty rewards. If you want to contribute $15 a month, we'll get you onto the show co-host with me. $7.50 a month gets you into a drawing to do just the same. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Pro Wrestling Podcast. If you've got questions, comments, something you want me to touch on that maybe I missed or didn't cover, something you'd like me to address, now, past, doesn't matter, future, let me know through the Pro Wrestling Sound Off line 267-642-1160, and I will get to those in a future episode. Tonight, recapping Summer Slam, all the events, the happenings, the things that went down. Look, I know I'm in the minority here, but I actually enjoyed a lot of Summer Slam. I really did. I'm going to critique it like I always do, but there was just enough good stuff that I felt like it was a serviceable, a solid show. I would have loved to have seen a little more time given to talents, but I did feel like the commercial breaks were cut down quite a bit this time, and there was some decent level of in-ring action. So let's get into the matches themselves. Got to talk about Liv and Io. Look, I'm sorry. Io's in a tough spot. She is probably the best wrestler in the world, male, female, or otherwise. Liv Morgan, she's on her game. Going into this, I had predicted she would win the match, as did many people. She needed to have more of a substantial championship run, and she's only had one defense in 100 and whatever days, so it made sense she was going to win here. They put on probably the best match, maybe across both nights. Now, I won't say that. I'll say one of the two best matches across both nights. So the wrestling action was phenomenal. The ending's too predictable. I'm getting kind of tired of seeing the 3-on-1 stuff when it comes to Judgment Day. It gets monotonous, very boring. It's lazy booking. That's the drawback to it. But if you just eliminate that part of it and just watch Io and Liv work, they are phenomenal in the ring. They do everything you could possibly ask two ladies to do. They really put it all on the line. They have such great chemistry. The match was solid. It was one of my favorite parts of the whole show. From there, the LA Knight Solo Sikoa Royce Keys match against Jacob Fatu and the Usos. I mean, look, going into the show, I felt like this was one of the few times that a six-man tag like this actually captured my attention. It was something I actually wanted to see. I think the match did a pretty good job. I would have liked for it to go a little longer, just because of the quality of talent you have in there. Combine that with the fact that Solo's been getting over so well with this current, what do you want to call it? I don't want to say character. He's still Solo Sikoa, but this current incarnation of himself. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him get a little more time to showcase and shine, but it is what it is. The match was solid. Seeing LA Knight, Solo, and Royce Keys win was not a shocker to me. Just because I hate to say it this way because I sound like such a jerk, but Jimmy Uso was in the match. That means there was an easy person to pin there. Everybody else has got consequential situation if they lose the match. You know, you don't want to pin Jacob Fatu. You don't want to pin Royce Keys. You don't want to pin LA Knight, and you certainly don't want to pin Solo Sikoa. You really don't want to pin Jey Uso, so that really only leaves Jimmy. And so going into it, I had a feeling this is the way it was going to go down, but I thought for the amount of time they were allotted, it was a decent match. Now, the flip side to that is I do believe that because of the time it was allotted, this could have easily been a television match, but whatever. I digress. To the Gunther-Nick Aldis match, okay? So here's the thing. For people who've been tuning into this show for any significant length of time, you know that one of my favorite interviews I ever did was with Nick Aldis when he was still the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He is one of the most kind-hearted, wonderful human beings I've ever had the pleasure of speaking with. And so when I found out this match was happening, I was like a kid in a candy store. I love him. Going all the way back to his days as Magnus in TNA. That was my first exposure to him. I have since sought out other matches online, YouTube and such, of his earlier wrestling career. I love that on commentary, Wade Barrett referenced that his very first match was against Nick Aldis. That was really nice. You could hear almost his voice getting emotional when he was coming out to Oasis. That was awesome. So everything about this match was perfect because you can't beat Gunther, but you really wanted to make Aldis look good. And they kept it relatively basic, but still did enough really cool stuff. I love the spot where Aldis ended up doing like really muscling Gunther up into a suplex, which was really awesome. And I really hope that WWE is looking at this and saying, you know, yes, he does a great job as a general manager, and he really does. But wow, what he could do in the ring if he had a more consistent schedule. But yeah, great match. Loved it. Huge fan. Loved that Mickie James and their son got to get in the ring afterwards and celebrate with him. That had to be one of his career highlights. It really must have. From there, we get the Fatal Influence defeating the Bellas and Paige. There are tons of stuff to talk about here. One, the fact that, you know, Nikki Bella just came off an injury, and now Brie Bella has a fractured scapula, which takes place when she's taking a cannonball from JC Jane during the match. You saw her holding her shoulder. She didn't do a whole lot after that. When the heel turn takes place, where Nikki and Brie turn on Paige at the end, which, again, I predicted months ago, it's really a shame because now I think they were obviously leaning into the Bellas versus Paige and AJ Lee. I've said that all along. And now that's going to have to be put on hold because Brie Bella is going to be out about 6 months is what they're saying. Now, I suspect she may be able to get back quicker than that, but if you do a simple Google search with AI mode, it'll tell you that this injury is a 6 to 12 week recovery, and to get full range of motion back takes about 6 to 9 months. So 6 months is probably a good number. Do we see her at the Royal Rumble? Maybe. We'll have to wait and see, but what a stroke of bad luck for the Bellas. From there, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, I feel like this match, it was almost like in slow motion. There was nothing that was overly exciting. It was solid, don't get me wrong, but again, and then now this match dragged on a long time because it actually got a lot of time. But if you're going to give a match a lot of time, you got to do something in that time. I know there's stories online. People think that when CM Punk botches the one move that he defecates in his trousers. There has been no confirmation of that as of yet. I did see the same thing everybody else saw. I think maybe he was just really, really sweaty. That's what I'm going to choose to go with in my brain. I do love that Randy Orton came out and got involved, cost Cody the match, get Cody out of the World Championship picture for a little while, have him feud with Randy Orton. I'm just a huge Randy Orton fan, so I don't really like seeing Randy Orton as a heel, but I understand why they're doing that. I just don't know why he took so much time off if he was just going to come back and jump right back into the same feud he was in when he left. But whatever, it was what it was. It was the best part of the match was seeing Randy Orton come out and hit Cody. CM Punk retaining, not a shocker there. The Oba Brock Hell in a Cell match, I'm going to echo what I've heard a lot of people saying, is that this did not need to be a Hell in a Cell. Maybe a no-holds-barred match or something like that would have been a more appropriate use. But if you use the cell, and this is what some people who keep saying that are forgetting, Brock is like undefeated in the cell. So there's a reason that you use the cell and not a no-holds-barred match, because there's more prestige about the fact that Oba defeated him inside the cell where he never loses. I was shocked to see him pull back the tarp and everything and expose the wood and then drop Oba in a tombstone, paying homage to The Undertaker without knee protection on. Thought that was insane. I mean, for me, I'm a 49-year-old guy. If I dropped to my knees like that, I think I'd shatter my kneecaps. But Brock did it with style. I loved everything that took place after the match. Brock going off script, showing respect to Oba. You could tell Oba really didn't know what Brock was doing, which was awesome. And I love that he put him over so strong and so with so much respect. I love that Oba showed the same kind of respect back to Brock. If you follow up with all the conversations happened since then, lots and lots and lots of mutual respect there. I love what Brock did for Oba here. Really passing the torch. It's a beautiful thing. From there, night 2. The night starts off with what I consider to be some of the most awesome, crazy, but also some frustration. You have Sammy and Finn, which I had predicted originally that Sammy was going to win because I thought KO was going to come back and help him win. But instead, first we get Aldis coming out. He's been reinstated as the SmackDown General Manager, making an executive decision, trying to right the wrongs, and he gives Gunther a spot in the match. I have a problem with this because if the storyline all along has been that he didn't screw Gunther until Saturday night's main event, then you didn't owe him anything. Nothing whatsoever. Now you give him back into this World Championship picture. He's now in a triple threat. And then before they could start things up, he says, wait a minute, I didn't say I was just adding one person. I'm making this a fatal 4-way, which means we need another competitor. And out comes Kevin Owens to one of the biggest pops that I've seen in recent memory. So happy for Kevin Owens. If you watch the after show, so humble, so thankful. The embrace that he shared with Big E almost made me cry immediately because you know everything Big E's been through. The fact that during his after-show conversation, he gave a shout-out to Rebel, AEW superstar who is battling ALS. Kevin's just such a great guy. He really is. If you ever get a chance to meet him, he's just such a wonderful human being. So to see him be able to come back and finish up his career on his own terms is amazing. He's going to be challenging Punk now, which is a dream match we've all been waiting for. There's some real-life discord there where he is friends with the Young Bucks, and obviously everybody knows from Brawl Out that CM Punk is not a fan of the Young Bucks, so it'll be interesting to see whether these two guys lay it in when they finally have their feud. But KO picking up the win in the Fatal 4-Way, a little bit of a surprise that he comes back and wins that so quickly. I actually liked it for Finn to have won, but didn't work out that way. From there, we get to what I consider to be the biggest shocker of the entire 2-night pay-per-view. Watching Baron Corbin win the United States Championship from Trick Williams, putting little Yachty through a table, taking that, frilly, feathery, boa-fied belt up and putting it over his shoulder was kind of a surprise for me. I expected Corbin to basically be mid-card fodder to Trick to try to get him over even more. And when I saw him hit End of Days, I was like, almost nobody kicks out of this. And right there was where I was like, oh my God, he's actually going to win. 1, 2, 3, new United States champion. Very shocked. And I know there's some people online that are giving some attitude about this. Look, Baron Corbin's a top-tier candidate for being in a prime position in the company. He always was. He just wasn't used properly. The guy will do anything he's asked to do. He's a great in-ring worker. I have no problem with it. Congratulations, Baron Corbin. The shocker of the night, in terms of not like the Baron Corbin thing, that surprised me because I never would have called that. The shocker of the night was in the women's interim championship match. I joked about it in my prediction episode. I never thought it was actually going to happen, that Chelsea Green would come out as the new interim women's world championship. Matt Cardona sitting ringside kissing his lady friend as soon as she wins the title. So happy for her, over the moon happy for her. If you're a diehard fan, a lot of Chelsea Green fans out there watching her defeat Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, Lash Legend, Tiffany Stratton. Like, that's a big deal. Now, here's the question I have. Is this just a transitional opportunity so they could, she put on social media, she gave a shout out to Michael Hayes because of his comments on WWE Unreal. Was this a transitional thing to put the belt on her so that Blake Monroe can then defeat her for it to then go on and face Rhea Ripley when she's back? I hope not. I really hope Chelsea gets some time with the championship after they hot potato the world championship from, Cody to Sammy to Punk. I don't want to see them do the same thing here with the women's interim world championship. But in all seriousness, I was so happy for Chelsea. She deserves everything she got. What an awesome moment. I hope everybody had as much fun with that as I did. We get to Danhausen versus Dom Mysterio with one of the mini houses Winniehausen's was stand-up comedian and little person himself, Brad Williams, who had reached out through all these different podcasts, CVV, all these things, saying, listen, I just want to be a Minniehausen. You don't have to tell anybody I'm going to be there, nothing like that. And then after the whole experience was over, he actually released a vlog about it, where he was in the Danhausen outfit, he was doing the voice, he was a part of the show, got to be one of the Minniehausens. The match itself, hokey, corny, it is what it is. I hated that JD got so involved. You kind of expected it, though. The Minniehausens, you expected it. It's a typical Danhausen match, but as over as he is, I'm starting to get bored with what they're doing with him. I would like to see something changed up a little bit, just a little bit more serious. Doesn't have to be too deep, but a little more serious. From there, I said earlier that Liv and Io was the match of the two nights. I pulled that back for a second because Chad Gable and Penta really went at each other, and I actually think Io and Liv probably had just a hair better match, but the drama, the emotion, Chad Gable's family being at ringside when he defeats Penta and they all join in the ring, what a beautiful opportunity for him. His parents, his wife, his children, all getting to partake in this beautiful moment. Chad Gable, the culmination of a 10-year career in WWE. He's like, Kurt Angle Part 2. He really is just an incredible talent. And after everything he did with the El Grande Americano and then OG El Grande Americano gimmick, both in WWE and in AAA, he deserved this. So super happy for Chad Gable, especially since he got to do it in his hometown. That was a beautiful, beautiful moment, and probably definitely match of night 2, might have been match of the whole show. Then we get to the main event. Roman versus Seth. Seth queuing up the Shield music, coming out with the Dean Ambrose mask on his face, some white Riot gear underneath his other entrance attire. Crazy throwbacks to Dean Ambrose. Roman coming out. I actually thought if a couple years ago when Roman came out and they had like that whole orchestra out there beating the drums and playing the music, that's the kind of entrance I want to see at a SummerSlam. Not some sideshow. I wanted to see that kind of entrance at this one. I was waiting for Roman's entrance. I thought it was going to be full of pageantry. And then it kind of fell flat for me, to be honest with you. The match itself, I guess it was okay. Physical, yes. Repetitive compared to all their other matches, yes. I could go the rest of my life without Roman Reigns wrinkling his chin and making that gesture he does. I do love, though, at the end of the match when finally Roman picks up the win, I do love Roman burying the hatchet with Seth, doing the fist bump with the Dean Ambrose mask in the middle. I did see Bully Ray talking about it on Busted Open, saying that this is like a smoke signal to Dean Ambrose, to Jon Moxley. Maybe someday, I don't know. They said like a 1% chance is their estimation. I don't know how to feel about that. I think Moxley probably understands that it's a different regime now, and maybe he'd be treated differently. Maybe we get to see that someday. But right now, I'm not going to get my hopes up. But I did think it was beautiful to see things like Seth Rollins doing some of his moves, Roman Reigns doing, the dirty deeds, things like that. I thought that was an awesome callback to Shield days and to Dean Ambrose, and then that pose at the end was really what capped off the night. It was wonderful. All in all, solid pay-per-view in my opinion. If people didn't like it, I think it's like Ready, I'll get really super nerdy on you for a minute. I feel like it's like Star Wars fans who hated episodes 1, 2, and 3 because they were nowhere near as good as 4, 5, and 6. Nothing was ever going to be better than 4, 5, and 6, especially 5. So if you went into it with high expectations, you're an idiot. Get over it. 1, 2, 3 are good on their own. Not when you compare to 4, 5, 6, because nothing's going to be as good as 4, 5, 6. Now back to wrestling. This show is not going to be the greatest SummerSlam of all time because the greatest SummerSlams of all time had 10, 12 matches in one night. And they were one-night shows. And months and months and months of storyline building, not 3 weeks when you piecemeal something together. So for what it was, I thought this was pretty solid. If I had to give it a rating, like a 1 to 5 star kind of thing, 3 3/4, maybe 4 stars. That's just my opinion. I know I'm in the minority, but it is what it is. But hopefully you enjoyed the show. If not, go back, rewatch it again. Look for the highlight parts. I really encourage you to check out the Nick Aldis match if you haven't already. That really warmed my heart seeing that. He looks so happy to finally get that WWE moment. So, all right, I'm going to shut up now. That's all the time we have for this episode. Check back with us next episode. Run down the latest wrestling news and rumors. Special thanks, as always, goes to Suno for creating the music and sound effects we use in the show. If you want to bring a new friend to family game night, it's easy with Sketchy People, Banani Market, or Legendary Elements. Yes, we are promoting 3 different games right now, all available on thegamecrafter.com. You've got Sketchy People, which is an artistic kind of combination between Chutes and Ladders and Pictionary. You've got Banani Market, which is test your shopping skills against other competitors. And Legendary Elements, how fast can you get around the whole board and collect everything you need to collect to grab the ultimate prize. All 3 games available right now at thegamecrafter.com. Pick up your copy today. If you're looking for your next career move, maybe you're considering college, university life, maybe you just need some formal training for your next career decision, go to my website at frolifeplanning.com for all your higher education needs, as Fro Life Educational Planning is for today, for tomorrow, and for life with Fro Life. I'm Fred Froelich, better known as Dr. Fro. I want to thank you for taking some time with us tonight. Until next time, take care, everybody. Have a great one.
Wrestling Podcast.